Y'all might notice something looks a little different. We moved. It's actually been 4 months now. We moved the week before Thanksgiving. So not only have I had a baby, we moved, and life is good, but let's just say it's chaotic. So as my first video back after maternity leave, I figured I would show y'all around a little bit, and I'll share plans later. But right now, we still have all the rabbit hutches, which is what I had before, and I intend to continue for now with that style. But there are some big plans. Now, mind you, plans can change. But they will always be in something of this style, even though I've got a barn now. Let's just say that's a God blessing right there. So let me go show you that before we move on. You guys are enjoying the new space, yes? However, moving here, there was not a chicken coop. So what I have done, as you can tell, we turned a horse stall into a chicken coop thanks to one of my dear friends who helped us move in literally 3 days, technically 2.5. So I have 2 stalls doors open here, and that wire is to keep them from pooping down the entire aisleway. But this is something to keep in mind if you don't ever have a chicken coop or something that you need to just make work. The idea is to make them think they can't get out. Not, can they actually get out? Yes, they could. But that is just enough to make them think, we can't get past the door there. And so this is our chicken coop for now. Hopefully that is one of this summer plans, is to get a chicken coop made. I'm trying to get the light on. There we go. Put a timer and a light to get your chickens to keep laying through the winter. This is something I have always done. And we've got, the light is up there in the corner, and they've got a whole horse stall. Yes, you do. Do you like it? I'm trying to be good about collecting the eggs because we've got this little Missy and a few others. Her and a couple others seem to think that we're gonna hatch out babies right now. It's still early. Not a good idea, young lady. So yes, this is our current chicken coop. And the plans are, this is the horse barn, and then there's another barn that we own. And this section right here is fenced off, and it's a nice spot, and it goes behind the barn there. So that is going to be our poultry pen over there. And then the rabbits are still out here. And I don't know, I don't think we're going to try and build more of these. I would like to someday have a pavilion style one overhang type thing, and then the cages sitting on tables underneath. But like I said, plans take time to have happen. So I am going to walk out front so you can just see how I'm excited. It's awesome. So we had no intention of moving, and the listing for this property came across my husband's feed. Our son was 2.5 months old when we found it, and he's like, hey, look at this, what do you think? Because we were under the impression, like, the goals we had were, we thought we would have to be saving for a lot longer. But then we found this place, and it was in our budget. It was, with the equity that we had in the other property, it all worked out, and it was definitely a good thing there. So here is our front yard, and we'll walk down to the pond in a little bit, but there's a pond back here. And then this is where the garden's going to eventually be. This is literally the only spot with sun that I will be able to grow anything. I lost, of course, all my herbs for the rabbits, so I want to put a garden down this ravine side here, because because it's pretty big. It doesn't look as big in the camera, but it's big enough that I could put some kind of garden here for the herbs and things like that. And then do our vegetable garden up here, and then have a small orchard over here. So yes, we now have and live on 5.5 acres of mostly woods. So that's a lot of it back there. And then our home is on the upper quarter of it. And then we actually have, we actually live in a log cabin now, which I'm gonna be totally honest, I prefer the farmhouse style for sure because it's a little bit brighter, but I do enjoy the log cabin style as well. It's just mostly the adjustment of getting used to the darkness. Like you can put lights and things in there, but like it's all wood. And so the light is definitely a unique thing, and it makes it difficult for recording and things like that. So anyways, all that to say, life is different. And I had intended to start back a little bit sooner, but we had things that we had to work out. So here's the pond. We're up on a ravine here, and it's down below. It's at like 1/10 of an acre, I think. But anyways, there's fish in there and all of that. So that's a whole nother thing that we're gonna have to learn too, is figuring out how to manage a pond. Rabbits are still a full thing, and we are starting the spring breeding. And I've gotten 2 of the 3 pairs for the spring litters that are going to be ready in June. We already have 7 to 10 of the waiting list, prepaid waiting list spots full. So that's about the consistency that we are at now, as far as ahead of time, or how, you know, it's very rare that there's an animal just ready to go at any time. So we're almost always working from a waiting list. But yeah, so after all the changes, and we're finally getting to warm weather, I'm so ready for normalcy and just coming up with our new routines and getting back to spring litters and babies and all of that. So this chunk is down right in front of the house, and some of these trees are dead, unfortunately, so they are probably going to have to go. But I think I can put an herb garden up here that will still give me the flowers that I miss, with having a little bit more sun on the property, but then still kind of like be a landscape type thing, but then have the herbs for the animals, which has been a part of my whole system of saving money and, you know, being able to handle all of their health issues myself. So that's the goal this summer. I think we're going to focus on getting the herb garden in. I would like to get up to 12 rabbit litters a year, so we're usually around 9 to 10. So increasing that a little bit, and then getting a vegetable garden and a small orchard up there. Lots of work, lots of plans. Again, like I said, plans can change, and that's what we're working on right now. So if you are wanting to get interested in a French lab, reach out and let me know. The description, there is contact info for that. And then just come along with me for the journey.